first I'm going to introduce my audience. I have my mom, my brother, and my dad, and today I'm going to be talking about hand hygiene. So for many years, the health department has set many regulations to stop the spread of diseases. Some of these include vaccinations, protective equipment, gloves, but there are much more. Surprisingly, the best way to prevent diseases is to wash your hands. Not only is hand washing important in the healthcare field, but it is important for everyone. If we know how to correctly wash our hands, we will be able to keep our loved ones safe. As a CNA, I had to learn how to wash my hands correctly when taking the test to become a CNA. I had to demonstrate this to an instructor, and they had to check me off on it. I learned this by the Nurse Aid Handbook and by lots of practice. So first I'm going to go over a little bit of history about hand washing. So hand washing and hand hygiene are the same thing. Everybody that works under the health department or in the food industry must know how to wash their hands correctly. The Center of Disease Control, also known as the CDC, states that hand washing is the #1 defense when it comes to preventing diseases. According to Rebecca Davis, washing was not discovered until 1846, and it was discovered by Dr. Ignaz Semmelweis, a Hungarian doctor at the Hopkins Medical School. So the way it was discovered was Ignaz saw that death rates were rising in those who suffered from childbed fever. Childbed fever was when a mother would give birth and would later on die. So he compared 2 different types of clinics. There's a midwife clinic and a doctor's clinic. The difference between the two was after the women died, at the doctor's clinic, they would perform an autopsy on them. So the disease was spreading through the doctors not cleaning their hands after performing an autopsy. They would go and help another woman give birth, and then she would die. So it was just spreading and spreading and spreading. So the leftover pieces of the women's corpse would be under their fingernails when they went to deliver another baby. Ignaz then instructed for his staff to wash their hands after doing autopsies, and he discovered that the death rate decreased. So since Ignaz professionals have discovered more improved ways to wash your hands, there are several steps which I'm going to go over today. So step 1 is to turn on the water and adjust the temperature to a not too cold, not too hot, but you definitely don't want it ice cold because hot is better. So you'll first wet your hands with your wrists and fingertips pointing in a downward position, and you'll apply soap to the hands enough to produce a soapy lather, and do that for about 20 seconds. And you'll clean your fingernails by rubbing the fingertips against the palms of the opposite hands. You'll make sure to rub your wrists and in between your fingers, and do this with your nails. You'll rinse all the surfaces, including the wrists, and you'll keep your hands in a lower position when you do this so that it doesn't splash back up onto you and you're recontaminated again. You'll dry your hands then with a clean paper towel and dispose of it. To turn off the water, you will have to get another paper towel and turn it off, and then dispose of that while not recontaminating your hands. So, in conclusion, washing your hands is something that most people don't realize is very important. Hand hygiene began in the late 1800s, and we still use it today. Everybody that works in the food or healthcare industry must know how to wash their hands. And now that I've taught you how to wash your hands today, you can help to prevent the spread of disease to your loved ones. And this is where I got my information. So are there any questions?
Yes, what type of soap would you use?
You would use an antibacterial soap, the kind that you get like from Bath and Body Works and places like that is not very good. Most people recommend Dial or an antibacterial form.
Yes, what's the best way to get dirt out from underneath your fingernails?
You can, at most places like hospitals and stuff, if they'll have brushes that are sterilized, but it'd be, a brush and scrub your nails really good.
Is it better to use paper towels, or would it be okay to use like a cloth to dry your hands on?
No, don't ever use a cloth to dry your hands because that's used over and over again, which is just germs over and over again. So you need a clean paper towel.